Who's the best female scorer you ever seen?
Myself.
Outside of you, of course. Right? No, I'm with you, but outside of you.
I would say Maya, because Maya get buckets, yo. Like,
Maya
she
boy.
different. Like, that's one person I could say that get buckets. That's her job. She going to get buckets. Like, Taurasi and myself, we're like, oh, we want to pass first. But Maya definitely is going to get buckets.
Say Maya Moore is like...
She going to get buckets. And she's like 6'3", and she got a quick release. So that makes it tough to guard her, and the system that she's in makes it even that harder.
Yeah, she
because
they know taking any shot, like.
But she practices.
Man, she got J work, boy.
Like
she practices. She practices that shot.
Pull up threes, like her three got even better in WNBA than it was in college. Like.
She definitely she has J work for sure.
Never stop, never settle.
First of all, I would like to say, man, it's a pleasure and it's an honor to have you. Like, I feel like me coming up in basketball, I've seen a lot of basketball, but I got a chance to see you early and to see what you become. Like, I feel like you basketball royalty, and not only in Illinois, but you basketball royalty to the world. Like, what you accomplished, what you doing, and watch it at an early age, like, it's an honor and a blessing to even have you on our show. So let's get this started.
Appreciation to you.
Thank you for coming.
Y'all gonna make me cry. Like, thank you.
I got a story for you that I always wanted to tell you. I don't know if I told you this, but I always wanted to tell you the first time I ever seen you. I played at Lincoln High School. It was my first year, 10th grade year. You was a freshman. And our girls basketball team was Rita Adams and Keisha Cole. And they was like number 2 or number 3 in the state. But I seen Chicago Marshall was like number 1. So I'm like, we always had it on the list, like, oh, they finna play Chicago Marshall. Y'all boys basketball team wasn't ranked high, but y'all was ranked high. So it supposed to have been a big game, and y'all came to came to Lincoln. Remember, we changed schools. And we came to Lincoln, Allen Iverson came out with a commercial that he was doing this spin move and bouncing it, like just doing it like this. So all week, when he came out with this commercial, like all week or 2 weeks or something, our whole boys basketball team was trying to do this move like fluently, and could nobody really do it or get it down pat. We played y'all, and like before the game, y'all played, the girls played before us, then the boys played. Soon as you get on the court, you doing the move so fluently, like we in the stands going crazy. Like, I couldn't believe, like, first of all, you was a girl. I didn't have the respect and love for the girl game as much as I had it. Yeah, like I liked the girls that we had, but like you took it to a whole nother level for me, seeing how young you was, and I was a sophomore and I was considered young. And you was a freshman, and you did this, and you was playing with a girl, I think her name was Courtney, or something like that. And she was like the big time player on y'all squad. You was just getting there, but something about you, when I seen you for the first time, me and my mama loved you, and we followed your career since then. But when we seen that, I want to understand, like, what chose Marshall, why you chose Marshall as a high school, and like how you get all that early.
It's like my dad, right? First of all, let me say I was born in the state of California. So my mom lived here. We lived here in Camp Pendleton in San Diego. So where my dad was stationed. And when I was born, I think I spent like a couple years here. And then she flew back to Chicago, and then me and my dad came back later. And he had to leave because he was stationed all over. And he made sure that we were at home. And so my mom raised me and my brother, and he had to take care of me, right? Mm-hmm. So single parent, taking care of 2 kids on the west side of Chicago, it's tough, So she made sure we were in a private institution, like from elementary to, I would say probably 7th grade for me, and then he was in the high school right there across the street from the elementary school. And afterwards, he would pick me up, and then we'd go to BBR, Better Boys Foundation at the time. It was an after-school program, and he could play basketball. See, this dream was always my brother's. It was never mine.
Yeah.
It was just me focusing on trying to be better than him as a basketball player and staying out of his way. So that's what the challenge was. And my mom in the beginning, she was like, "No, you're not playing basketball. That's for boys." Okay, nah, Mom, but I really want to do it. You know, like I could be better than my brother. That's what I'm thinking. But my brother, he was nice. Don't get me wrong. He had scholarships to Duke, Michigan, all of that. But he chose to go a different route. You know, that thing that we talk about being in Chicago.
Yeah.
So he made that decision early, and so I saw that, and it made me like push even harder for all of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was just really in love with it. But the opportunity came in high school where I had the choice to go to St. Ignatius or go to John Marshall.
Yeah.
I'm choosing John Marshall. I want a state championship. I want everything that goes with that program.
Yeah.
Dorothy Gators did a great job. She kept all distractions away from me, all distractions. So it was cool. It was a great experience. I really felt that she prepared me for Coach Stringer, and she knew like how to win. She motivated me. I had the choice to play volleyball or run cross country. I chose cross country, you know?
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to play volleyball with all the other girls.
Yeah.
And it was the beginning of something cool.
Was it easy being a dog? Like you came into high school and y'all was the best team. You already had like good players. Like y'all was strapped, and for y'all to be strapped, and then the future is just as good as everybody. You a freshman starting varsity.
I just love the game so much. Like I wasn't thinking about anything else. I was like, you know what? Like forget everything else. I never expected to be here or do all this amazing stuff. Like I just want to be in the pro game. You know, that's the only thing that was on my mind. And I didn't care about like who this person was or this person. I wasn't disrespectful at all. I always wanted to go play basketball. That's all I wanted to do. So if you wanted to go play ball, come join me. If you didn't, okay, cool. That's your problem. You know what I mean? I was just always in the gym. That's all I thought about.
Was you surprised, or you knew that you can put numbers up on the highest level in women's basketball?
No, I mean, like, I look at you guys, like, you have no idea, like, how much you guys inspired me growing up, watching you, like, excel and go to the highest level possible from high school, like,
Yeah.
like that was popping. I was like, that's cold, like, the attention that y'all had and grabbed for the city,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It was too real, and you guys were, like, my mentors and role models, too, you know, growing up, so... like much respect to y'all as well.
Oh, thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Like honestly, because of you guys really like playing against Sean Dockery, Will Bynum, Shannon Brown, D Brown, like all these players, like every single day, that's what I'm going against.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, oh, if I can play against these guys and they throwing me around like I'm a little boy, you know what I mean? Like, why can't I do it at the pro level? You know, like that was just my confidence. It was built from a early age.
And like, talk about that. When did you learn or get your confidence up to like start hooping against the boys? Like, when was the first time you tuned a dude up and had some dude looking crazy? Like, wait a minute, like what just happened out here? Cause like she said, like everybody know that, you know what I'm saying, you'd have been up the hooped with us up there, and like, you know, wherever at ITT, all of, you know what I'm saying, Pro-Am, all of that stuff. So like, it's legend that, you know what I'm saying, know that Cap used to hoop with the boys and get it in and you know what I'm saying, play you up at the Lifestyle, the joint out in New York. I saw you out there, what is it, the Mellow joint. Yeah, the Black Ops. Yeah, yes. I seen you up there getting it in, hooping dudes up. Like that's from way back then. That's to recent is like, a summer ago. So, you know what I'm saying, like you still able to tune up the dudes.
Nah, for sure. I just enjoy playing against you guys. Like, I do, because it's like, no disrespect to us women, but you know, it's just like you guys are bigger and faster, like you're more athletic, like that's just what it is naturally. So to be able to say like, okay, if I can compete against this guy or this guy, you know, it's just that easier against a girl, you know, it's just a mindset, like, you know what I mean? Like it's no different than somebody going to the gym like 3 times a day, you know? It's the same kind of practice, the same thing.
Do you remember the first time you got on the court with men and there was like a level that you kind of knew that you was ready for, but you finally got to play on that court and, you know, and you succeeded on that court? Like, when was that? Like, what grade or age was that when you felt like you succeeded? I can play 5-on-5 up and down and hold my own.
Probably small fry. I started with Miss Foster, so she was just like a coach that pushed me. Like, she was like, I've never had like somebody critique me as hard as she did, and that was at a young age. I was like, why is she screaming at me? Like, what is going on? You know, but I was like, all right, I'm gonna take it. I'll go home and cry to my mom and my aunties, like, yeah, she's being mean to me or whatever. But you know, it made me tough as a player, and I was a center on an all boys team. So I'm like, she's like, no, you dunk him if you can. Like, that's what you're telling me. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh my God.
That's why she started, you know what I'm saying, tuning up the dudes. That was it right there. She had a coach telling her to dunk him.
Like, she was really getting mad at me. Like, you know, so in small fry, you play on like 8 feet rims. I was a tall kid.
Right.
You know? I think I was 5'1" or something like that. And you couldn't be over like, you know, no older than 13 years old. So it was like I was super tall kid, you know, I could play. I knew the game a little bit just from messing around with my brother. So it was super cool experience, you know. I think that kind of like led me to where I am today.
Yeah. I got the opportunity to play you 3 years in high school. Like I say, our girls was kind of like good. There was Keisha Cole and Rita Adams. And we both kind of seen each other kind of progress. Like, I was a grade above you, but I seen like how good you got as well as how good I was getting. Then you chose to go to Rutgers. You got a coach like that and a whole system like that. Why Rutgers? Like, you could have went anywhere. Like,
it's Tasha, man, Natasha Pointer. You know that.
Whitney Young.
She was my mentor. She was the first female I said, like, yo, me and her play exactly. I want my handles to be like hers.
Yeah.
TP.
It was her.
Yeah.
So it was like, it was crazy like that. We were both in the gym doing the same things and she's like motivating me, you know, like it's not too many, you know, like individuals that'll motivate you when you're growing up trying to accomplish like great things, you know. We know about the haters, you know how it is, like let's be real. So it was cool to have a female mentor like that at a young age, somebody that I wanted to be like. And she felt highly about Coach Stringer. And if she felt highly about Coach Stringer, then why shouldn't I feel that way? But I had the opportunity to experience her presence and her grace. Oh, she's mighty. Yeah. She's a brilliant coach. She's a brilliant lady. Like, I would never trade that experience in my whole entire existence of being with Coach Stringer. I would never trade that experience.
Yeah. I liked that. I thought you, it was shaky to me, but girls basketball wasn't as big to me. All I knew was UConn and Tennessee coming up. And you know what I'm saying? You always want your favorite players to go to the biggest colleges ever. And then to see you go to Rutgers and do your thing, it was like, oh, man, she killing on every level. You know what I'm saying?
For me, I was hyped to see it because I knew, you know what I'm saying, the relationship that you and TP had, you know what I'm saying, developed, and I knew she was a big part of you going there. And so I felt like, you know what I'm saying, especially with knowing how dope of a Coach Stringer was and how well she did with Tasha and how high, like you said, how highly she spoke of her, I was like, man, that's a dope scenario to go into where she know that, you know, Tasha's still gonna be there finishing up and you're gonna get a chance to vibe with her a little bit. and then learn, you know what I'm saying, when you coming in, you got somebody. It's always better when you going somewhere and you got a familiar face up in there.
You getting drafted, you going to the Mercury. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you got to, this the highest level of girls basketball. When you got to the WNBA, like, who was the first person to like bust your ass, like give you work where you was like, she nice and she gave me all them she killed me. And you kind of felt it that night, you know?
I don't know, cause I came into a situation, right? Cause the whole world of basketball wanted me to go to UConn, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't go, obviously. So being able to play with Diana Taurasi, you know, it was like cool. You know what I'm saying? Like she actually showed me like she a rock star.
Nah, yeah.
Like, can you imagine we getting off the bus? Like it was like LeBron in 2006. I was like, what is this? I'm a rookie experiencing all this. Like we're going through airports. People like, yo, Taurasi, what's up? And then she's like, yo, this is Cappie. Like, you know what I mean? It was just a cool experience. I was like, wow, like this is crazy.
That's dope.
And being able to play with her in Phoenix, it just erased everything about me not going to UConn. It just made it that much sweeter for me because like we proved to a lot of people that we could exist. And we won 2 championships, a gold medal together. If I would have stayed, probably more.
Oh no, y'all the girl version of Shaq and Kobe. Like the numbers y'all was putting up when y'all went on that championship run was like amazing. Like it was I feel it was great for girls basketball, like, cause y'all was putting numbers up, both of y'all. No excuse from the teammates, but y'all had to put these numbers up for y'all to win championship. Cause a lot of teams thought, a lot of analysts thought that people was gonna beat y'all or get y'all out of there. So when y'all made that run in the playoffs and y'all won it, like, I felt like y'all was the shit. Y'all was like Shaq and Kobe. Like y'all went straight through the playoffs and just bust everybody and won the championship.
It was crazy because like I remember our first year together, we were really trying to position ourselves to like make the playoffs. And I seen her perform against Houston like I've never seen anybody single-handedly in the WNBA perform like that and really put a team on their back. I think she scored like 62 points. Mm-hmm. And it was we had to win the game, which we did in like 4 overtimes. Yeah. To make the playoffs, but the other team had to lose, and they beat the team, and we didn't make the playoffs. Right. So that hunger, I saw that, and then she got the confidence to know what she can do for the team, and it was just like the next year, it was like the confidence and the trust we had within each other, like it was just like it was at an all-time high, and I never experienced that. I never expected it. And I remember like some of my teammates like, you're still a rookie. You don't even know like what this means, like all this. I'm like, nah, but I really feel like we can win.
We can win one.
You know, so it was a great experience to have early in my career. Yeah. And it taught me a great deal.
How did you feel to become one of the most dangerous scorers in WNBA? Like you a game when you clutch, you know what I'm saying? Like you go to teams and they writing up plays for you to win the game for them, and you always been a scorer since the first time I seen you, and to see on the highest level scoring like that, how does it feel to be like a leading scorer, like putting up numbers?
I don't know. It feels good. Like I think.
I get buckets.
Yeah, buckets.
Nah, you know what? Honestly, it's like really a mentality because like to have somebody like to have every night guard you, stop you, have their mindset as a scout. You gotta go through a lot, a lot of shit talking, a lot of like, you know what I mean? Like people pushing you, grabbing your jersey, like just doing anything to distract you. It was like, all right, so I gotta take my mindset to a different level as a scorer. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I don't know, I just had that mentality about myself, but that came from playing with the boys early on, and having the coaches that I did.
And wanting to score on them and get buckets on them.
I just wanted to win. That was my only thing.
But your game, I know you want to win, but your game is to kill everything that moves. Like I'm talking about from the day I seen you, like you had a mid-range jumper, a little 13, 14 feet jumper. You always had that. One dribble pull up, left or right. You had all that in your game like early. So, and it translated every level and got higher and higher and higher. Then, like I say, that's the reason that you and Taurasi won the championship. It wasn't just Taurasi who won that championship, which like, you contributed to that too. That was like Batman and Robin, however they want to say it. That's Kobe and Shaq. That's Mike and Pippen. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had three-head monster in Houston where you had Cooper, you know what I'm saying? You had Cheryl Swoops, you had Tina Thompson, but y'all two girls that was going in and won the championship, you know?
Nah.
That was big, and you did your numbers.
I agree. Look, I totally agree. I think, like, and Taurasi can admit it as well, that, like, we wouldn't have won without each other, you know, because we both had the mentality, you know. She's an Italian, you know, from Argentina, you know, it's just different mentality, you know. She had to get it from the mud like I had to get it from the mud as a kid, so it just helped us like really like propel forward, you know what I'm saying? And we accomplished something a lot. So at the time, I don't think the league even knew how to deal with us. You know what I mean? Because it was different.
It was different.
It was like, how did these two end up on the same squad?
Right.
Yes. And how did they just run it off like that?
Playing like guys. Like, she has a male distinctive game, and mine is the same. So to see that was just like, it was, to even experience it, honestly, was just like, because I never dreamed of none of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I loved it, but I never said like, oh, I'm gonna win a championship or I'm gonna be an Olympian. I just said I'm gonna be a pro athlete.
Who, if anybody, who would you say growing up like that you patterned your game after? Like, was it a guy or a girl, or like it was a guy? So who would you say you patterned your game after?
MJ.
Straight up.
Okay, that explains the mid range. That explains the mid range, because she a mid range killer.
Yeah, mid range killer.
She could have been nicknamed 2-point geezers too. Now, I'm just saying.
No, yeah, you're right.
That's dope though, MJ.
Yes.
I ain't mad at that.
What? It was cool. It was a great experience. It's just, I'm appreciative of where I am now, and I think we all grown, you know what I'm saying? And we're exactly where we should be. Because who would have ever said, like, oh, these three would be talking about basketball and what they've all accomplished, you know what I mean? So I don't know, I'm happy. I'm happy to be in you guys' presence and just to talk about basketball, everything that I accomplished, you know, because when you live in life, you tend to forget about those things, you know what I mean? So it's definitely cool.
Oh no, you accomplished a lot in our eyes, and you continuing to accomplish like so much more, you know, with everything that you're doing. Like I'll be seeing some of the panels and stuff that you be talking in and so forth on, and like all that's dope just to see us from being young kids to now that we're adults and we move in a certain way and we grew into our own, and we had our careers and had our time, our memories that we'll never forget ever. Like I said, I got so many of you, and like I said, you one of the ones that made me really like girls basketball. One of the eras, you was one of the ones that was like me.
So, like I was saying, I feel like that the league, the WNBA, and the female players has come a long way, as far as like, I guess the rest of the world, like the networks, the ESPNs, the different teams, the TNTs, the Foxes, all of you seeing across the board, like the females are getting a lot more opportunities to be able to work on shows, to be able to get, I guess, constant positions, as far as like where they don't have to go overseas. Like as soon as the season over, they getting a lot of more opportunities for those type of things. What do you feel about that, as far as the way that's trending for you guys?
I think that's great, because I think it will help us like bring more popularity and exposure to the game. The more they physically see us in the States going to all these different events, and you know, seeing us exposed on TVs, podcasts, you know, like radio stations, like concerts, like all the cool things where everybody attends. I think it helps build our brand, you know, our company. And I think people tend to forget that we're only 23 years old. We're celebrating 24 years this year. So I don't like to never compare the two to the game, you know, because I think it's different. Like, you guys started 24 at the age of 24, I think we had way more exposure and probably was making way more money. So it's like it's different. You know what I mean? Like, I just think we just have to do a better job of marketing. You know, and more girls staying home and getting the opportunities to stay home.
Right.
Yeah, like Maya Moore's sitting out this year. Like Taurasi set out a year just for that. Like, what you think about girls? The Cambridge. I think that's her name.
Yeah, few teams from overseas paid. Like the one year they paid Diana Taurasi not to play in the WNBA.
Like, she had $1 million to not play. Yeah, I mean, of course, why wouldn't he take it? You know?
Oh, no, that's definitely smart. But the Cambridge girl said she's not playing. Like, what you think about girls just like?
She's a great DJ. She can fucking rock a house.
Straight up.
She can.
Straight up. Yeah.
She's talented. I play with her in Australia.
Yeah.
I think, you know, she has style. Yeah. She's witty.
Yeah.
You know, Australians live different. They're a different kind of country. And I seen Cambage when she was young, and I try to warn everybody about her. Yeah, you know, she's serious. She's just as creative as I am, you know, and she thinks way out the box. I love her growth. I think she's a tremendous basketball player. And to see her do what I love as well in the music industry, you know, like being a DJ, producer, like I think she's gonna open up a lot of doors for a lot of young ladies that she can help grow, you know.
Yeah, I think the game just needs to be supported more by like everybody, because like girls basketball is dope on all cylinders. You watch the college game, you watch the W, like the playoffs and stuff like that. It'd be exciting, it's thrilling, like. I don't understand it either, like why it ain't being supported, why we can't have it be bigger, and why it can't be like, you know, moving in the right direction or something. Like all-star games be bigger and stuff like that, you know? Yeah,
I mean, we don't even have a WNBA president right now, but if you look at our stats, we went from 86,000 views to 116,000 views, you know? So I think numbers like that, you know, with 50% merchandise sales, obviously it's gonna help, you know, it helped the game grow behind our campaign, fight against the Trump, you know, administration. So it gave us a lot of growth this year, but I think now it's just like we need somebody that's gonna progressively help us change the WNBA. They did a great job of putting Marvel out there with the young ladies, and I think that it's cool because everybody want to be a superhero.
Right,
And there's so many girls that want to play basketball, and I think it's cool for them to allow their dreams to come true. You know what I mean? Like, I remember growing up and I didn't have that, you know, and to be able to see it, you know, like actually happen, it's just like, okay, that's cool. And I was a part of it. I could tell my kids, like, look, I helped the league grow, and you know, like it's just passing the torch, and it's I don't know. I'm just happy to be a part of something that I love.
Like, how do you feel when you see some of the talent that's coming through now? Like some of the girls, like I seen the one girl in the high school in the McDonald's game that's like jumping over people, dunking.
I know.
The girl with the goggles, and it's like
crazy.
Like some of the talent that you starting to see. You know what I'm saying? You start like, do you think it's gonna take somebody like a girl like her to come through with this crazy athletic ability that, you know, that can kind of possibly take the game to a next level, like as far as like, because that's something that like when I first saw that come across social media, I was like, well, what is this Photoshop? I had to stop and really look and see what was going on. Like, she was catching lobs, and it was like, what is going on?
You know what's crazy to me? Her teammate threw it with so much confidence.
When the girl, I say,
throw it behind me.
She just threw it up like
this. I said, oh.
It's like, that's when you know it's real, because like she threw it like,
teammate got confidence.
It's nothing like so. Like, how do you feel about seeing, like, you know what I'm saying, this new talent push come through like that?
It's scary. I'm like, you know what? I'm glad I'm out of it, because I mean, like, those girls, like, they're just only gonna get creative with it now, but that they have the confidence in knowing that they can accomplish it. Because I never understood that it was just more of a saying I can thing to dunk, you know, like. you know, like I remember like, oh, I could touch the rim and stuff like that, you know, at a younger age. And then now it's like, nah, we're dunking, we're throwing lobs, and we know we're gonna catch it and throw it down. Like that's like,
it's crazy, right?
that's on a whole nother level, you know. And I don't know, it says a lot about the game and where we are. I think A'ja Wilson, she helped the media come to the WNBA, so it's gonna only expose like the game like so much more now that these younger girls are dunking. That's what everybody want to see. They want to see like the girls play over the rim, because if you look at our stats, like our stats are, it says that men are 65% more involved in our game. That's our fan base, you know, and it's not women. So now it's like, okay, how can we get the women involved? You know, because
like
that's the most important thing. And that's the link, you know, because like obviously the men are watching us, but okay, let's get some love too, you know, like.
I think one of the things,
women.
Yeah, I think one of the things that really jump off when I look at the WNBA as opposed, you know, not to say I'm comparing, but like just as opposed to the NBA, like the women are like 1,000,000 times like more fundamentally sound than we are as the men.
You think so?
Yes. Please.
Yes.
Like some of the step through and the 1-2 stuff that I watch y'all do, like we can't even do in our game because we don't do it. So it'll get called a travel. Because we don't do some of the fundamental stuff I watch y'all do regularly, like we don't do that. And maybe it's because, like you said, of the big difference in athleticism, we skip stuff because we can do this. We ain't gotta do that because like y'all have to, you know what I'm saying,
really
actually be polished with so many of the fundamentals, because everybody can't, like it's a majority. Men could just skip that phase, or like I'm gonna jump, so I'm gonna not do that because I could jump and do this, so I can run past here or do that. Like y'all footwork be crazy, like it be like precise, like you know what I'm saying, everything be like super fluid, like he say like fundamentals be like, man, like on point as compared to like I see some like, you know what I'm saying, some guys like, oh nah, it ain't really you know what I'm saying, like that's an athlete right there, you know what I'm saying, like y'all be polished.
I mean, I don't know, I think it's just like you said, probably because we have to skip steps. Like we cannot skip steps.
Right.
You know? But then that's also scary too, because it's like if the girls can start dunking, you know, like so it's like
creating
I don't know.
Monster.
It's catch 2022, I guess. But honestly, I enjoy watching the men game so much because I look at certain things that happen. It could be like the jump pass to not the baseline person, but the person that's on the wing. You know, it's a lot of things that's missing from our game too, you know. Or, you know, we just started using the snake. You know what I mean? Like, or the
Chris Paul.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, a lot of moves that are now popular. We're doing it in our game now. You know?
Onto it. Like, who guard you the best?
Catchings, cause she was
Tamika Catchings?
Because she was tall and she was quick as you know, she was as quick as I was as a player during the time when we played against each other. So it was a lot different.
Yeah, they one of the reasons I love women's basketball too. Like her and Holzclaw and Pat Summitt, their whole program, like just watching them coming up in them early days, like bringing them up. She was nice. Nice.
Catchings is the real deal. Like, and she never gave up on any play. On both ends of the court.
Yeah, she played crazy hard.
So it's like, to have a player guard you, I'm only 5'7". People don't even realize how like really small I am compared to most like female players. So it's like, you know, it's different.
Like talk about playing like how it is for you girls having to go after you playing the season. Well, not so much anymore, but having to go overseas and play. And like, what was your favorite place to play at overseas that you played? Because I know, like, you know, it's hard to do, but it'd be some great experiences sometimes. Like I heard that from a few people that I know that played overseas. So can you speak on that?
Yeah, it's a great experience. I think for me, like my favorite place to play that I've ever played was Cyprus. So it was like the little island between Greek and Turkey.
Right.
And it was cool because we were still in the Turkish league, so we would fly to Ankara to play our home games, but we would practice and live in Cyprus.
But y'all live on an island.
On an island, so I can go to the Greek side with my American passport by like literally a taxi and walking through the border. So it was cool. It was like you get to experience like both sides of two countries.
Basketball like took us around the world and showed us like so much stuff. I know growing up in Chicago, you like you say, certain things was cool, certain things were not cool, but basketball gave you the opportunity to go all the way to Rutgers. Then you travel and play in all these different states with the WNBA. You travel overseas and see all these different cultures, eat all these different foods. Like, explain most of that, and like what's that like where you're not the little Chi-Town girl no more, you like worldly, like you've been everywhere, lived everywhere. Like, how was that like?
So I was 15 when I first started traveling international. My mom signed me up for like this basketball camp, this organization, and you get to travel. And I was just going to like these different camps playing basketball. So I don't know what it was about why she wanted me. My mom is like that. She just is like, you always have to try this or just do this, experience this, go there.
Germany by yourself?
Amazing.
By myself.
For a camp?
Yeah, with a bunch of other kids, older kids. You know, it was like we were just trying to be seen.
Yeah,
you know,
that
and I was
is
better than
amazing.
everybody in the camp. And people were like, you know, like remember my name and stuff, and like we was like pen pals.
So like at 15 and you going, is that had to be like culture shock? You going to like did everybody speak English? How was that?
Well, it was cool to me because I enjoy to travel. Like I've always been an adventurous kid.
I'd have been spooked.
My mom can tell you, like literally, like when I was younger, I would do like all this crazy stuff. Like I was swimming at like 3 months. Like my babysitter would literally like throw me in the water. Like I started walking at 1.
We
literally.
have ourselves an adventurer, ladies and gentlemen.
That's me. So like I started walking like by myself because I wanted like pretty panties. It's like I got a lot of weird, crazy stories, but so I just always been different, you know, since I was a baby. You know what I mean? Like, and it's who I am now. Like I just love everything about anything the world has to offer. Like traveling is. I just came from Bali. I was teaching kids, and oh my God, like. I fell in love with that country. Like I have to go. I could actually live there. You know what I mean?
I'm
like
scared to live overseas. Like,
what?
Something go wrong, it'd be like
it could go wrong anywhere.
Yeah,
like,
but at least I can go and tell somebody about why it went wrong or something like that. I can tell a family member or something.
Deal with
like,
the evil that you know, huh? Like you better with the evil you know, huh? You say, I know what's going on over here in America. Like I don't know what's happening
another
over there.
language and I don't know this language.
They look right in your face talking about you.
I just can't trust that. Like no disrespect.
Smiling
like,
at you like, yeah, we gonna kill him after this over with.
Yeah.
Like, right.
I could be like, man, she missing. He'd be like, we can't help you.
Yo, y'all are off the chain.
We can't help you.
You know, so.
What country was that?
They don't say it in that, but they said it in a different language, like, we can't help you. Like,
Oh my
and
God.
they'd be like, what?
No, but it's a great experience. Like I was literally like, I feel like you conquer fears by doing that. You know what I mean? Like I was swinging over a jungle, over a waterfall, like swinging on a big swing. Like that was just, you know, I was riding the mopeds like in the jungle, in the mud. Like, come on, like that. Those are life experiences that, you know, you can always say you've done.
I would probably do that.
That's,
I would probably do that.
it
It depends on what's under me when I'm. What was under you when you was swinging on the road?
The jungle, literally, and a waterfall.
So like, how high up was you though?
I was high over it, but I was still swinging all the way over.
Was
it.
you secured or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I might have tried that if I'm secured or something.
I've dived in caves. I've done a lot of like.
You dived in caves?
Yeah, like I love to.
You said dived in the cave?
Yeah, you know when you do the little, what is it called?
She a little bit too much like say. I'm not expecting this type of exploration from the west side of Chicago.
You international cap now.
We come come from the West Side, like I thought you already know better than to go looking for something. Like we ain't had to look for no trouble. Like you going jumping in caves and stuff.
I think it's the California base. I think that's what it is.
That's what's crazy. I
people
never knew
forget.
that you was born here.
Yeah, a lot of people.
I did not know that.
I don't, because I always represented Chicago. Like that's what, you know
That's
what I mean?
right. I thought you was
right.
Chicago.
That's right. You feel me? You heard it. You know what I mean?
She definitely, Queen of Chicago, like she definitely one of them. Like
you huge into fashion now. Like that's like a huge passion of yours, and I see you doing a gang of stuff since when you was in New York, coming to LA, and like I see you doing stuff with shoes, doing collabs, doing stuff with Nike, doing dope stuff, hoodies, and like how did you get all into the fashion, and like what's that? Where did that passion come from?
Probably like from Chicago. Like, you know, our culture was so big on like the 90s because Jordan inspired,
Facts.
you know, our city. And if you ain't had a Jordan, you was whack, period. If you ain't have Air Force Ones, you were whack, period. If you ain't have Air Maxes, you were whack, right?
Yeah.
Thank God for the Air Forces though, because those was $49.99, and that's what I get that was my I'm cool right here. This was my niche. My pops wasn't going over $50, man.
thank God.
I
for
mean,
AAU
we
for
was
me.
lucky though.
Word.
AAU for me, like
That was the second. Thank God.
Thank God for AAU.
Nah, but like just being able to really like love, you know, fashion, like growing up with art, just being artistic.
Mm-hmm.
It was, excuse me, it was just a great experience overall because like I took what I learned from the 90s, not even consciously thinking that like how much I really love fashion, you know, like I had everything like Iceberg, Tommy Hilfiger, Nautica, Old Navy,
Right.
anything that was popping in the 90s, like I had it, you know, because that was like my thing. I enjoyed dressing up, you know, and people were like always like looking at me weird, like what? But then it was like some people was like, hey, you fresh, and you know, so it was cool to just continue to like just grow and to really love fashion. And most people think I'm an icon, but I think I have so much more levels to go through in the fashion industry. But yeah, it's been a cool experience to see where I started and where I am now.
Painting, you paint.
Do I paint? No, but I love to go to art galleries. I love to actually like buy paintings, collect them. I love it. I love art shows.
So let me ask you this, because I'm a person, I don't understand art at all. Like I don't understand,
Yeah.
like it be pictures I see that I feel like my 2-year-old could scribble on and do, and it'd be like, yo, this is $1 million. Like, do you understand? Like when you let me ask this: when you go to art galleries, like what do you focus on, or what like grabs your eye or makes you want to buy a painting?
Well, I wouldn't go to an art gallery without going to the art show first to learn more about the artist's work, because that's when you grab the business card to know like, oh, okay, they have this kind of style, you know, what you're into. It's really just how you interpret a piece of work somebody else done. It's like us on the court, like if we're, you know, their favorite player, you know, they'll tap in any kind of way to learn more about us, to collect us, you know, like, so it's the same thing with art. One of my favorite artists is Peter Tunning, and I was walking in Soho, and I remember seeing like this cool graffiti on a piece of like, I don't know what it was. I think it was like a shoe or something, and it spelled out some words. It was really unique. So I said, okay, like this is cool. I wanna go in and ask if he can create something for me, because on my mind at the time was gratitude. Mm-hmm. And he happened to be in his own gallery that day, and I talked to him. I was like, yes, I want a painting, and what I want to do is get a backboard. You know, this is what I want the base to be, and I want to say gratitude. And he was like, oh yeah, I can do that for you, no problem. So he got all this piece of like old clippings of myself that I had doing like all cool things that I had from high school to college and the pro level. He ended up like molding on the back of the backboard, and then painting gratitude with 2 T's. And I still have the painting now. I think it was like $14,000, but I could make so much money from his piece of art. You know,
Yeah,
it's
his
like
piece of
stock
art.
stock X. It's like if you buying stocks and bonds, it's that kind of things.
Yeah.
So it's like something that you can always hold, and it's like equity, really.
Did your coaches used to tell you like, no, I want you to get buckets, like go score all of them if you can?
Yeah, Coach Stricker did. She said I was too nice.
Yeah.
She did all the time. And what she taught me was like how to take over games. Cause I would get teased, you know, like players would say I wasn't passing a ball, or you know, I was only thinking about myself. And I'm like, oh really? No, I want everybody to do well. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my mindset. And so like for her to tell me like, no, Cap, take over the game. You know, she'd give me a look like, take over the game, and I'd be like, all right, I got you.
I never got that from you. I never got that you were always a team player to me, but you just could score so well and so good. I think that might intimidate other girls because you can do it so well. You never rubbed me off as like you were selfish to me, never at one point.
No,
it's just that you scored so good. You like Allen Iverson and Kemba Walker and them, and you know, you got that same dilemma, but it's like, but I need you to get these buckets for us.
Yeah, to me, in my opinion, a bucket getter, somebody like who is like, you consider like a walking bucket. So it's like, that's not a selfish person. That's like a smart coach gonna tell them to do their special move. That's what we used to call like your special move is getting buckets. Like, do your special move. Quit playing around with all this other stuff. Do your special move. Like,
if
you know
I'm
what I'm
out there
saying?
shooting three, they be like, oh no, D Miles, do your special move.
Like,
You gotta be dunking, running the court, do your
That's
special
big.
move.
Word. Like, that's what I tell people. Like, don't, you know what I'm saying? When kids used to come in when I was working for the Pistons, they be coming in and you see guys about to do their workout and stuff, and I ain't talk to them for a second. I'm like, they like, man. Couple guys be like, man, they need you to do this. I'm like, you about to try and do who? What? I said, bruh, do your special move. Like, don't show up in some workout talking about you about to do something you ain't never did before. Like, do what you do great.
Straight up.
Do that, and then like if you get a chance to sprinkle
Master
something
that.
else in, like, but do your special move, my boy. I said, you come out here trying to do this other stuff that you think they want to see. I said, they ain't gonna never see what you do good. I say, do your special move first and foremost. Like, forget that.
But you know, that generation, they think different than us. You know what I mean? Like we gave them everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, think about all the exposure you guys had and I had as a female, that they're having what we, you know, we gave that to them. So it's like, it's different now. Like everything we worked for, just basically gave it to that generation, and now they don't understand that part of it. So, you know, it's a whole different thing, whole different ball game now.
And we ain't have all this internet and stuff. Like, you can see it now. Like, so if you looking at it every day on TV and then you going outside trying it, it's like eventually you do it. Like, I see some of the dunks that you see nowadays, like 360 between the legs. Boom. I'm like, never seen that in the 90s.
And they get paid for it.
Man, like, it's just crazy. Like, I think it's just like the human body just kind of evolved once they steady seeing it, and it's just.
I be wondering that sometimes too. Like, is it the food, or is they putting stuff in the food that's making us like? I'm telling you, when I went, I was there.
I
was at the Aaron Gordon, Zach LaVine, the dunk contest, and that was in Toronto, bruh. Like he just said, some of the stuff that was being done, it was like, come on, dog. Like, wait a minute. I was tripping that I was in person seeing. So it wasn't like, oh, it's on TV. It's like some of the stuff is like, what's going on? Like, I ain't like, none of us weren't jumping like this. Like LaVine and Gordon was, man. And then like you got this young kid Zion coming through now. Like come on, man. This kid is like, what is he like Khalil Mack size or whatever.
285.
Dunking like Dominique 2.0.
285, and he every time he jump, his head is at the rim, like
exploding through shoes, like.
But Ronnie Fields, like I've never seen anybody dunk like him. So it's like for me, like.
That is true.
Shout out Ronnie Fields. Shout out Ronnie Fields. Like,
that is true.
I was like, that was mind blowing to me.
Yeah.
That would look.
So that was one of your moments coming up that, like in basketball, that you remember?
Well, I mean, like going to y'all games was like, you don't understand. You couldn't even get in there. Like, you had to be plugged to get in the game.
Definitely
like,
got to be plugged.
You was not plugged. You're not going to see you guys play. It's not gonna happen.
What Ronnie did though, like for real, like bruh, like he's one of them ones. Like she said though, that when he jumped and done, like you ain't seen this before. Yeah. Like you knew when you saw, like, you know what I'm saying, like he was special. Yeah. Like, and then when KG came and joined him, it was like, forget about it. It was like, yo, this like the biggest show in town. Like, you know what I'm saying, like literally, like bruh, like when everything went down with him in the accident, like come on man, like Oprah, MJ, like them type of people showed up to the hospital to see him.
I felt like Nipsey, like when Nipsey died, that's what I felt like with Ronnie. You know what I mean? Like I was like, how? Yeah,
how could that happen?
Bro, that happened the night we were supposed to play them the next day in the playoffs, and they beat us. They beat us without him. No lie. Brother, remember his little brother? What was his little brother name? Like Roscoe or something? Little brother was there. We was like, yo, this was like one of those things where the spirit didn't move the team. We was supposed to smack them. They had Michael Wright after that. That was like it.
Oh
yeah, Mike Wright.
We had some great basketball.
Word. God bless the dead. Mike Wright. Word.
Mike Wright was cool dude, man.
Super. Yeah, super. Man. That was my dog. You know, we were teammates on the 98 Junior Olympic team. We won gold together. USA team.
Dang.
Them good old days.
We had some players, y'all, like, and it's cool to talk about it. It's like I feel like we kind of got getting it off our chest.
Like, talk about how that feel though. Like you just was saying, that just made me think about what you saying, that like the roster of people, like the hoopers and the cold people out of Chicago, like your name is up in the middle of it. Like I'm talking about with all the dudes, like your name is up in, and like you one of them ones though. Like how that feel to be like your name sit right up in there.
Yeah.
It feels cool, you know. It's not like you hear that every single day, you know. Like, so it's cool to my own Chicago people telling me like, yo, like you did that. I'm like, dang, like for real, like I did. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just like that gives me like great hope. You know what I mean? That people like appreciating my game. You know, because sometimes I feel like people ain't really appreciate my game because it was so distinctive and different. You know, like when people think about Chicago basketball, you know, you think about like all the players, like, you know, yourself, you know, the guards like D Rose, Isaiah Thomas, but it was no girl like that but me, you know, so it was different. And people don't understand that, and I had a lot of backlash, you know, from the way I played because it was aggressive. It was like aggressive. In your face. So
Chicago,
you know, like, but it was love. You know what I mean? It was just like that was our go-to to survive. You know what I mean? Like that got us off the streets to not do anything else. So it's like our passion for it is just different.
What is something ridiculous that you bought that you was like, man, I bought that, I spent that much money on that? Like,
we all did it. Go ahead, shake your head. We all done did it.
We all been bit by the bug. But what if something that you paid some ridiculous price? Matter of fact, let me change this. Let me change that.
Now I want to answer it actually, because that, you know, when I think about it, like, Cappie, why would you?
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So basically, like, coming from a Dubai trip, and I saw a watch, 19. Why would I, in the airport though, like.
You were 19?
No, it was 19K for a watch in the airport.
In the airport.
In the airport.
And you just wanted that watch then and there.
I did. It was different. I was like, I worked hard. I should be able to like.
You deserve it.
But I wasn't flexing though.
No, we know that. We just, but you deserve it. Like,
it wasn't like, nah, let me correct that. It wasn't like you wasn't doing it in a showing off type way. That's like time out. You just said you put 19K on a watch. That's flexing. That's flexing. That don't mean like you out here being a butthead about it. Like I got 19. Like you worked hard. You earned it right there. You treated yourself one time. That was hey, look.
I did.
That was a flex.
That was a flex.
Do you still have that watch?
Nah, somebody actually stole it.
See?
Oh, I know. story of, huh?
Nah, you did not. Nah, but it's just crazy though, right?
Can't have nothing. Somebody always trying to steal.
It's crazy, you know what I mean?
You're nothing worse than a thief, bro. Nothing worse than a thief.
It's just the nature we live in. Like, everybody knows that that's the part of the game. Like, we're at a level where, like, you know.
Hey, that was,
you live life. You gotta live and learn. You gotta live and learn.
Coming back from Dubai, that was a lot of humble brag. The whole story was lightweight to bar. Like, I was on the way back from Dubai.
Back from Dubai.
Saw something I thought it looked nice. He said 19. I said, that's how old you was when you was on the trip? No. Okay. Yeah. No, that's a blessing though. That's a blessing.
What's the first thing you bought when you got some money? Like, what's the first thing I bought? Like, when you seen your bank account and it hit 6 figures and you like, oh man,
a house. I bought a townhouse. Yeah.
See, that's smart. Straight up. You know, I'm just
straight up.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
Somebody at this table got some sense.
What?
At least one of us.
No.
When you go down, the first thing we got was no house. I got a chain big enough to show. I had everything.
Wait, do you still have the chain?
No, I broke that thing down about 3 times. I got some of the chain in some ways. It ain't the chain though.
No,
might be a ring or a bracelet.
I totaled my mom's car a month before the draft. So as soon as I got drafted, I bought a Lincoln LS and a $10,000 Rollie.
Rollie.
All right, so that was like my first purchase.
Flex.
I'm just starting to get new to this social media stuff, so it's stuff that I be kind of seeing on social media about you, but I be knowing you be speaking. I just want to word the question right to get you to talk on the panels and stuff you be going to speak on.
Basically, I was an angel hair investor for a company I started in 2010, and I had a lot of I was using my own money to fund my company.
Yeah. And
I had somebody, obviously, that wasn't agreeing with the partnership, and, you know, ended up being a crazy situation. I found out a lot of different things were happening with the company, so it sparked my interest to learn more about financial literacy. And I met my mentor, Rashawn Williams, and Rashawn just said, you know what, 2008, when we were going to the Great Depression, I lost all of my money on Wall Street.
Yeah.
Every inch that I saved up for 16 years. So he inspired me just to continue to keep going, to learn about investing. And, you know, he was working in tech, and working in tech, you know, obviously, like, you know, being involved with these top companies at Silicon Valley, you know, you see all the VC deals that are passing through, and you're like, okay, this is how you gain generational wealth. I'm like, and it's easy by just investing money that we splurged on earlier in our career, by just investing that money, and then in the return part of it, you know, after IPO drop, then you can see the return of that money that you invested. Yeah. So, like, just little things like that we missed growing up. It just sparked the interest, because I'm like, you know, athletes and entertainers shouldn't have to be involved in, you know, something crazy, you know, every time, you know. And I'm like, why not teach the next generation so they won't have to go through what we went through?
Financial literacy.
Yeah, you know, and it's golden, actually, because it's opened my eyes up to so much stuff with even decisions that I make. Like, now, like, I don't even care if somebody thinks I'm broke. Okay, go ahead, think it. You know what I mean? Like, cool. You see me, I'll probably wear the same jeans, like, you know, like, and I'm cool. I'll switch up the shirt, like, little things like that, you know, because it's like, I mind saving. I don't mind saving my money.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's the difference. Like, is knowing, like, resetting the mind, the thermostat, the financial thermostat.
Yeah. Going through what I went through made me have a whole new outlook on certain things that I feel like is valuable, certain things that I feel like is not valuable. So as you get older, like, I kind of went through that stage that, like, now I'm just so focused and I'm so much in detail when I'm doing any business. with anything or anybody. So it just, you know, sometimes you got to bump your head to find out, you know, what it really is to get your stuff together. And I'm grown now with kids, so a lot of decisions just shouldn't be made instead of you being out here by yourself, you know?
No, of course, I understand. It's all a part of it, you know, like basketball was just a small window to help us through life. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just chose something cool, you know what I mean? Like, we're blessed. We just chose something really, really cool to really like be passionate and make a living from it. You know, we're special as a chosen few. Everybody doesn't have that opportunity, so. At all. And it don't stop as long as you keep going. That's what happens.
Yeah, out of all these kids and all these kids coming up, like you the one. Like, it was surreal for me. Like, I know how you feel when you be like, man, it's so real that everybody like me and think I'm just this nice basketball player, and it's supposed to stay that way for just like ever. So it was surreal going from where I was coming from to something as big as this, and do it with somebody that I looked up to too, and getting a chance to get drafted with them, like, crazy. Yeah,
it was special for the city.
Top 5 female basketball players ever.
Ooh.
Who was your top 5 female basketball players ever?
Ooh.
Cheryl Swoops. Dawn Staley.
Dawn Staley. I used to love Dawn Staley.
Lisa Leslie.
First dunker ever. WNBA history.
Tina Thompson.
Tina.
That lipstick. Love Tina Thompson.
Oh my God, you are crazy.
Love that. She killing the lipstick.
This boy, fool.
Used to kill. That's how she used to stand out to me. Real talk though, like not being funny or nothing like that. She stood out to me because she had lipstick on and she used to be out there putting numbers up, like double-doubling and all that stuff, like killing.
She definitely was her own person.
Yeah.
You know, she brought fashion to the game, and I would say Tisha Penicheiro, because like
Penicheiro.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, how are you, like, basketball wasn't even that developed. Like, how are you doing that?
Hey, she was like the WNBA Jason Williams to me. She used to be like dribbling, throwing the craziest passes. That's what she reminded me of, like the WNBA white chocolate, like Jason Williams. She used to be diamond like that. I like that too. Yeah,
so that probably my top 5.
So that's your top 5.
If I had to choose.
Okay, this is a hard one right here. This is you gotta start one, you gotta bench one, and you gotta cut the other one. And you know I'm gonna be controversial here.
Okay.
We got MJ, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. We got Kobe Bean Bryant, and we got LeBron James. Start, bench, cut.
Bron, you gotta go, you know, but we could do, you know, production and content, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how we roll. But MJ, because like, honestly, like, he inspired me. Watching him on WGN 9.
Please tell him. Please tell him. I tell people all the time, we need
they
used to be poor as a dog. We watching every game.
We watching 82.
We watching every game.
82 of them.
And I'm like, I'm dictating. I'm looking at the screen like, yeah, we got this. He about to make this shot.
We same way.
In the game like John Madden.
Yeah.
So like, and Kobe was the closest thing to that after Jordan retired. You know what I mean? So it was like.
So you starting MJ.
Benching Kobe.
Yeah.
And you gonna cut LeBron.
But I got love for all.
Yeah. Everybody know that's why I say it's controversial, because it's such an ill 3. Like, the 3 is just to be mentioned in it alone is greatness.
Yeah,
so
of course.
You can't lose, but it's just a fun game.
No, it's definitely a fun game. Like you said, like, honestly, like, to even say you can get to that level, I think is super cool, because that is the fact that you're debatable.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. To be in that convo, to be in that company.
It's cool to be debatable, you know. But like, for me, like, I feel like the person it's who you represent. It's who you look up to. Who inspired you. Yeah. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. Because somebody inspired all of us.
All of us. Yeah.
To be great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So. it's just who you are. You know what I mean? Just depend on who you are. Cause some people say bird, some people say magic, some people say, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
We want to definitely thank the legendary Cap for coming out and rocking with us.
Legendary.
This was very special. Chicago in the house. WNBA Hall of Fame, all-time great in the building.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And she's Chicago's very own, everybody.
yes, I represent.